very quickly. So this is Birmingham Council House. We was out there taking a photo this morning. This is the seat of government, as it were. This is the Selfridge Superstore. This is the main sort of shopping area with the church at the bottom of the hill that they built the bullring. And then I think we've got the canals that are just here, yeah. That's looking quite nice with the hand-melted burger company. Hasn't been open since June. And then we've got Queen Victoria and the town hall. So that is my little postcard from Rad World. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So the idea is I'm just going to go through these photos and we can just talk a little bit about each of these places and you can get to know where I live. So this was very much inspired by Mr. Duck Sausages. And his photos of Disneyland that he posted in the Discord, which were pretty interesting, I think. Particularly as it's closed at the moment, and the beautiful blue sky. At least I've got blue sky as well, which is nice. So if we just jump onto this picture here, what the hell that music is? There we go. So these are the photos. I'm just going to go through them. So yeah, this is Birmingham Council House. This is probably 10 minutes walk from my house. And I think it's Edwardian, to be honest. But this is where the council chamber is somewhere up here where they make the local decisions. This isn't where the mayor sits, though. It's the councillors. And yeah, there's meeting rooms and stuff in there. But it's the front entrance of the museum and art gallery, which is around the back. That has the largest collection of pre-Raphaelites, or whatever that means. Raphael obviously being famous for being in the Teenage Mutant Turtles. There we go. So there's this one as well. So round, just literally the same place around the corner, we've got this statue of Queen Victoria. As we know, if it weren't for Queen Victoria, there would be some ridiculous fact about there's no statues of women at all, unless you include Queen Victoria, and there's hundreds of her. But yeah, so this is it. I mean, I can sort of press play on these, and you can hear me sort of vaguely talking. You can hear the tram going past in the bottom left-hand corner. And this is the town hall. Again, it's not an original. It's not the Acropolis, but it was built much later to look a bit like it. And yeah, it's a nice little small size venue, but right in the centre of the city. And when they did they announced the Commonwealth Games, which is going to be in Birmingham in 2022. And when they announced that, they did it from in there, and then they ran out onto this square and did various dances and stuff. So next one was this. Okay, so this is the bullring. I'm not going to press play on this one because when it was playing it was bad. So this is the main sort of shopping mall centre and what have you, which is a bit like Duck Sausages showed of in LA. It's built about 2006 or something. So there's shops on both sides, but this kind of runs down the natural hill and frames the, I think it's AD 900 church or something. St Martin's in the Bullring is one of the oldest churches in the city, I believe, and it has 12 bells, which is in its belfry, which is apparently uncommon as well. More modern though, and this is literally round the corner again, this is the Selfridges shop, which obviously closed at the moment. But this kind of these discs all the way down the side of the building are quite famous. In the background you can see the train that's running from Birmingham Moor Street to London Euston. Okay, next one. This is the main railway station, which is Birmingham New Street. 12 platforms, and then the new Grand Central shopping area here, the Odeon Cinema round the back. I included this for all the photos fans. I mean, we go down here. I mean, we get trains from here every day. We just go local journeys mostly. But it's great to live near a central train station because we can get to anywhere. Hi, Duck Sausages. I'm just showing pictures of where I live at some kind of pace, apparently. This is the main train station. Not far from my house. Yeah, 12 platforms. But heart of the UK rail network. So you can go to Scotland, you can go to... You don't even come near this level. Yeah, it's fully electrified as well. You can go to the southwest, you go to London, you can basically get anywhere in the country on one train from here. Yeah, you can get to Aberdeen, I think is probably the furthest away. You have to change again to get to Thurso or what have you. But yeah, they did what they did. So this used to be on ground level and they dug it down so that they could build a shopping centre, a shopping mall on the top and make money out of it. I don't know if that works. Fully electric, probably had by 2120. I mean, to be fair, this is one of the early ones because this was the one that Birmingham to London is probably the busiest rail line in the UK. So they electrified this like sooner rather than later. This is just literally turned around from there. This kind of rotunda tower, it's now residential, but it was kind of one of the famous kind of 60s buildings that didn't look too bad in the city. And as I say, this is the main shopping mall here, with Hollister and all the kind of standard places. But this is the Eurostar. Yeah. No, that's really cool. Well, that's what I do. So quite often I get the when I was working on European projects, I would get the 5:50 train in the morning from here down to London, and then I would change to the 8. I think it was a 7:50 something from London to Paris. You could be in Paris by 11:10. Be pretty cool. It was slightly slower than the flight, but it was pretty cool. And you could be in Lyon, which is in the south of France, by 2 p.m, which is pretty almost. You can't handle the ride backwards. People say this. I can't really tell the difference, but there's some people hate it. I can't really tell the difference. This is the older station, which has just been recently refurbished. This is like the slow route down to London, although it's still not too bad. But I tried to get a nice photo, but it was difficult. I've been enjoying the wide-angle lens. You get sick after getting off a train, really. I do have to... sometimes, like buses and stuff, Mrs. Rad struggles with the buses, but the train's usually okay. This is the cathedral. And then they've recently done up all the buildings along the side over here, this is like one of the main bus terminals. We don't have a bus station, so they just stop on the street. But Birmingham's really busy for buses. And so yeah, this is the cathedral. I've only been a couple of times. Oh, iOS 14.3 just came out, maybe later after the stream. Is there something exciting about it? It's telling me to download Apple Arcade. I haven't got huge numbers of photos, just a few. I took a picture of the old joint stock just because it was nice. I say quite often with Birmingham, if you look up, the buildings are really pretty, even though on the street level they don't look that exciting. Oh, just security reasons, fair enough. Well, Mrs. Rad is doing a quiz with people on Zoom, so I kind of don't want to use too much more internet than I'm already using. But yeah, this is a pub and also a theatre in the back, which is quite a nice little thing. I just thought it looked nice as I walked past. This is Chamberlain Square. So again, the new buildings juxtaposed against the old one. You can see the tower of the Museum and Art Gallery in the background over there. Thought that one was quite nice. And then this is a war memorial thing, Hall of Memory or something along those lines. This is the new library that was built out of these kind of metal shapes to reflect the city's heritage in the Industrial Revolution. And that's the same photo again. Oh, I thought I took a different one. Yes, that's the one I took. And then this is the timer that's counting down for the Commonwealth Games that will take place next year, I believe. We are north west by about 2 hours. England's very close together. You can go 2 hours and you're in the next big city. It's let me I'll tell you what, I'll find a map, but I will just jump back to this just in case someone's been googling things. It won't take me a minute. That's fine. I haven't been googling anything dodgy. So yeah, here we go. So this is you over here somewhere, I believe. And then this is England here. And so London and then Birmingham. So we are the second largest city. So London is sort of 7 million people. We're like 1.2. But then there's a range of cities in this area that equal many more people than us. So sometimes people think Manchester's the second biggest city. And it probably is if you include a load of this hinterland. So yeah, this is where we are. Not too far. And I was showing the rail lines. The main rail line goes down that way. And then the second one I showed sort of wiggles around through Oxford and that kind of idea. F11. Is it F11 I was doing? These are my photos. Yeah, yeah, we didn't talk about the Symphony Hall as well. Apparently it's the best concert hall in the country, world, something. Quite nice. Only ever been once before I lived here, because I don't go and watch classical music concerts as much as you would. Particularly ones that are right by your house. It seems really expensive. The canals are a rich part of the heritage. They were kind of disappeared for a number of years. People just forgot all about them, and then real estate developers discovered that there's a way of making a lot of money out of it. So these are the canal side buildings. It was quite hard to take them because some of these gates and stuff are locked because of COVID. And this sort of points into all the tower blocks in the city, juxtaposed against the thin, narrow boats that go along the canals. We've looked at these kind of things before. Handmade burger companies also closed down. Yeah. I don't know how well these videos show, but it looks pretty cool. I took this one, and then I just took this one at the end here. National Sea Life Centre over here, and then this is like very close to my house. This is like the sports. Why is it sports? It's kind of, they do like it's like an arena, so they do indoor running, and they do badminton championships and that kind of thing, but they also do pop concerts and stuff like that. No, it's too slow for everything, basically, is the problem. So from down here, when it's running, you can get like a day boat, and it just takes you like 2 hours up and down, but the city centre is quite compact, so there's not really anywhere to go, so there's not exciting trips. There is someone that does a dinner cruise as well that you can get, where they serve you food. But as you can see, the canals are very narrow. Can you see how narrow it is under that bridge? So you can't have big wide boats or anything. So we talk about at work sometimes. If there were to be a really big bulk construction project that needed stuff to go really slowly, so it was almost like if you need to get spoil. Yeah, it's like a boat taxi. It doesn't really run like that. I think the one that runs from here is called like taxi boat or taxi boat bus, something. I don't know, river bus or something. But it's not very frequent. It's more of a go and have a turn on it. So yeah, if you had a lot of like construction spoil or something that you just needed to get out of the city, then the canal boats could carry that quite well. But they are slowed down when they have to go through locks, which change the height of the water. But yeah, it's difficult to find any commercial thing. But every so often someone comes up with the idea that we should be using the canal for something more, and then everyone goes, oh yeah, unfortunately the economics just don't work. There's a lot of people that live on the boats though. These guys here, this is the reason all these gates are locked at the moment is because of COVID. There's about 20-30 people who live right in the city centre on these boats. Usually if you take a photo off here, then they get a nice photo. But then a lot of the others that live on boats live around the corner in more of a secure kind of, you can get to it off the water, but it's lock gates and everything the other side, so it's sort of like a little way out of the city centre. Yeah, that's it. Sea Life Centre. Oh, if you want to know where Bill Clinton had a pint in 1998, it was on the corner of that pub. He called up to, so the story was, he called up to some random man, or some random man shouted, "Do you want a pint?" And he said, "Yeah, okay." And then he turned up. Anything sounds more staged for the cameras than... That's what it is. So that was a few photos of where I live. I did this exciting postcard thingy. Look at the quality of this. I spent some time pulling it all together on my phone. It's a shame they flash, isn't it? But yeah, I thought that'd be a good opportunity to show you. Well, the sun is actually quite nice there. You can see it's a winter sun, even though it was quite a nice day. It was quite hard to get the photos because of the light was just all over the place. There you go. What do you think? That's just beauty. It's not like there's little black lines everywhere where it didn't quite fit or anything like that. We're on the hyper music today. So yeah, you like photos like these? Yeah, no, well, I mean, I love the city actually. I mean, as much as I was like slightly sarcastic about stuff. And I really like doing the IRL streams. So, you know, I can take you guys round and we can talk about that. No, well, I thought that. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we got some really different stuff and some really historic stuff. And I think you'd probably find some of the buildings that I find really boring, I think you'd probably find them really interesting. That was why I took the photo of like this pub and stuff, just because I think you know, just some of the ways that stuff has been designed and stuff. That blue plaque will probably say something really interesting as well. And, you know, it'll be like, oh, this is where Oscar Wilde was something, or, you know. So I thought you'd find that. I thought you'd find that. Oh, you still? Oh, well, you probably know more about it than I do. My mother's a member of the Victorian Society, and there's loads of really good Victorians if you look up. But Birmingham was a place that was forgotten about in the 1960s and 70s, really, and they destroyed a lot of stuff, or a lot of stuff just got hidden. So it's between the tower blocks. It's not really a tourist city. It's a city for business tourists.